Hello everyone, welcome to our virtual classroom. So, what subject? It is engineering mechanics, and today it is the 22nd lecture of engineering mechanics, and this is the last lecture on kinematics of rigid body. Here, I'll discuss the 5-term acceleration, and I'll start with the 3-term velocity equation that I have derived in the last class. So please follow the lecture. Let us recall the rigid body that I have discussed in the last class. This rigid body or a slab that is rotating with respect to a fixed reference system, and there is a moving reference system on the rigid body. This xy, small xy, is the moving reference system. The position vector of point B with respect to fixed reference system is RB, and the position vector of same point B with respect to the moving reference system is RBA. Position vector of point A, where point A is the origin of moving reference system. The position vector of this point A with respect to fixed reference system capital XY is RA. And this RAX and RAY is the component of RA. Means RA is the vector summation of these two components. Similarly, RBA is the vector summation of these two components, Rx and Ry. The unit vector with respect to the fixed reference system is capital I and J and K. Whereas in the moving reference system, it is small I and small j. The direction of small I and small j in the direction of x, small x and small y. Now start with the 3-term velocity equation. In the last lecture that I have derived, we are starting from this equation. Vb equals to Vxi Vayj plus Vxi Vyj plus omega into Rx minus Ry I. It was this equation was known as 3-term velocity equation, where we have written this is equals to Va. This is the two component of Va. This is the two component of Vxy, and this is the two component of V omega. This velocity component is a function of omega. Now we know the acceleration of point B is a derivative of dv. So AB is dvb by dt, or it is also written as v dot b. Now rearrange this equation. Rearranging the equation, we are getting just rearrange like this. I common and here j is common, because in both the terms there is I and j terms. So to take common, only I terms is there and here it is the j term, to facilitate the differentiation. Now differentiate it as per this equation. Vb is this, so derive with respect to t. Then we are getting v dot ax. V dot means dvax by dt. I. Again Vax into I dot means di by dt, and so on. Now we are getting
another equation, equation 10. So this is the equation for acceleration. Now we have to rearrange this acceleration equation. We know that I dot and j dot is 0. That already I have discussed in the last class. Again, I repeat here that here I, capital I and capital J is the unit vector with respect to the fixed reference system. Unit vector means magnitude is 1, only it has the direction. So what is the direction? Direction is fixed, as this reference system is fixed. So the magnitude and direction both is fixed here. So this I dot or di by dt, fixed means is constant, as I is constant and j is constant, so differentiation of this is 0. But in case of moving reference system, the unit vector small I and small j, though it is changing the direction, the magnitude remains same. And as there is a change of direction, so vector is changing, not in magnitude but in direction. So I dot, this small I dot or small j dot is not 0, rather we have proved in the last class that I dot equals to omega j and j dot equals to minus omega I. Again, omega dot that we are getting here, omega dot means d omega by dt is the angular acceleration alpha. The v dot ax can be written as acceleration. V dot ax means dva ax by dt, means the angular acceleration of point A. Similarly, v dot ay means ay acceleration, and here v dot x can be written as ax, v dot y can be written as ay, r dot x means dr by drx by dt, so it is vx. So likewise we are representing all these terms and we will substitute this in equation 10. Now we continue to substitute all those values in equation 10 and we are getting, substituting all this, we are getting this equation 11. Now rearrange this equation 10, equation 11 and we are getting this. Means we have again separated this iax ay, this component, and suffix small x suffix small y component, and it is, this component is a function of this acceleration component is a function of omega. This is a function of alpha, this is the function of omega square. So from this equation we have separated and rearranged like this. Now we need to know what is these terms. Why we have rearranged these terms like this. See, we can write a equals to this term. It is the absolute acceleration of point A with respect to the fixed reference system xy. Again, axy is the acceleration of B with respect to the moving reference system. Suffix x and suffix y indicates it is the acceleration component with respect to the moving reference system, and here it is suffix capital X and capital Y that indicates with respect to the fixed reference system. So this is the acceleration of point A with respect to the fixed reference system, whereas this is the acceleration of B with respect to the moving reference system, or this is the acceleration of point B with respect to A. This is a function of omega. This acceleration component, it is called, well known as Coriolis component of acceleration, AC. This component is a function of omega. Separately, I will discuss in details about this Coriolis component of acceleration. Now, this acceleration component is a function of alpha. In last lectures already I have discussed that this is the tangential component which is a function of alpha. So this is tangential component of acceleration of point B. Whereas omega square, that is also discussed, that it is the normal, it is a function of omega square, which is the normal component of acceleration. Now using all these component of acceleration, we can draw an acceleration diagram similar to the velocity diagram that has been discussed in last lecture. Some important directions are there, that AT is the tangential component and this is the normal component. So AN is, direction of AN is to B to A, towards the center of rotation. AT is perpendicular to AN, this A, that depends on the displacement and velocity, whatever the direction of velocity, and same is the direction of absolute velocity, same is the direction of absolute acceleration of A with respect to the fixed reference plane. It is the translation acceleration of point A with respect to the fixed reference system. So this is this, and AXY, it is a function of omega, and these AC that I have told you that I have to discuss in details. Now rewriting the abbreviation, so this is AB equals to AA plus AXY AC plus AT plus AN. This is the 5 term, and this equation is very well known 5 term acceleration equation. Now AC, that already I have mentioned that AC equals to this component, function of omega. Coriolis component of acceleration is function of omega. See, if V equals to Vxy equals to Vx plus I, Vxi plus Vyj, then AC can be written as 2 into omega, 2 is common, omega cross, it is the cross product of Vxy, because we know Vxy means Vxi plus Vyj, so it is the cross product of this. And the tangential term, this, and we know this Rxy is Rxi plus Ryj, so it is the cross product of alpha and Rxy. Now from this equation, this is equals to Vxy, this is omega. See, it is the cross product of omega cross Rxy. We can verify this through the cross product also, where Rxy is Rxi plus Ryj. go through the double cross product and we will get this equation. Now in this figure, that this equation, the acceleration a and axy are independent, means that does not depends, it depends on the motion. So we can draw a and xy in any arbitrary direction, or if any numerical, if the direction is mentioned here. This a and axy, and rest of the direction that I already have told you, it is perpendicular to this one. So in this way we can draw this acceleration diagram of 5-term acceleration, and this is the Coriolis component. In the 5-term acceleration equation, there are two types of unit vectors, small ij and capital Ij. Sometimes, to simplify the equation and for better understanding, it needs to have the same unit vector, and that's why we have to find out the relation between these two unit vectors, small ij and capital Ij. From this simple geometric structure, we can have the relation between small I j and capital Ij is like this. So we can replace these values, I equals to cos theta capital I plus sin theta j, and j equals to minus sin theta I plus cos theta j. Now it is the Coriolis component of acceleration. So what is this Coriolis component of acceleration? You notice there are two components of velocity in this Coriolis acceleration. One is the angular motion, another is the linear velocity. So it can be explained like this simple structure, that a collar, this is a collar, it is sliding on a rod. At the same time, rod is rotating. So the collar has a linear motion with respect to the rod. Linear motion, so corresponding linear velocity. Let's consider this the Vx. And the rod itself is rotating, omega. So with respect to the absolute frame, fixed reference system, there is a acceleration of the collar. That acceleration is the Coriolis component of acceleration. It also can be explained with the help of this example. For let's consider it is a rotating disc and a cockroach is moving with a constant velocity on the disc. Let's consider the cockroach is moving in x direction with a velocity Vx with respect to the fixed, with respect to the moving origin, or with respect to the disc itself. Now, as the disc is rotating, so there is an acceleration of the cockroach. Though cockroach is not accelerating by its own, it is only moving with uniform velocity Vx. But due to this rotation effect, it will subject a acceleration. This acceleration component is the Coriolis component of acceleration. So Coriolis component of acceleration has two components. One is the linear velocity component, another is the angular velocity component. Now we have to find out how to find out the magnitude of this Coriolis component of acceleration from the example of this cockroach moving. The cockroach is moving in this direction. So at a particular instant, it traverses a distance of x at a certain instant, and the disk is rotating with omega, and in the next interval delta time, after delta time, the cockroach is moving larger distance x plus del x, as it has a linear velocity vx, linear constant velocity with respect to the disk. Now there is a omega component of velocity. Why this component of velocity? Because this is rotating. There is a tangential component. This is the d omega. Now this v omega t equals to what? Omega into x. This omega into this distance, radius into omega. We know that for any circular disk, when it is rotating at a particular point, there is a tangential velocity. So this omega or omega t at a time instant of t, omega t equals to omega into x. Now initially it was this, and after del t time, this is equals to omega suffix t plus del t, that is equals to omega plus x plus del x. So there is a change of this velocity. There is a change of the magnitude. The magnitude of this v omega t is changing. Why magnitude changing? Because the omega is same, but due to this time interval del t, the cockroach is moving a distance of del x. So initially it was omega into x, and finally it is this. So there is a change of magnitude of this v omega t. As there is a change of this magnitude, so definitely an acceleration will introduce. So this acceleration can be written as VAC del x equals to this. So initial, this is the initial, the V suffix tan indicates the tangential velocity, means this component, equals to this omega into x plus del x, this one, minus initial velocity, final velocity, minus initial velocity by del t. That is equals to omega into del x by del t. For del x by del t is the Vx. So it is the yx component of, due to the x component of velocity. Now the cockroach not necessarily only moving in x direction. If cockroach is moving on y direction, rather x, then we are getting y component of this acceleration. I repeat, as the cockroach is moving in x direction, so AC del x. Why this direction is j? Because you notice the change, the cockroach is moving in x direction, but this v omega direction is along j. So change is also along j. Initially it was the direction of cockroach movement, finally this, and change is along this. So j is the unit vector, as it is in y direction, so j is the unit vector. So the x component of this Coriolis acceleration is ACX omega Vx j. Now the cockroach not necessarily moving in x, but also can move in y direction. So I will come to that point later. So initially you have considered there is a change of magnitude of the velocity. Now you notice there is also a change of direction of this velocity. So initially it is vxt and finally it is this vx. If this del theta is very small due to small time, then vxt and this is vxt plus del t. There is a change of this velocity direction. Here we are not considering that there is a significant change of magnitude of this vx, unlike the previous one. First we have considered there is a change of this vx is changing. Now we are considering vx is not changing, rather means magnitude of this vx is not changing, rather direction is changing. Why direction is changing? Because due to this del t time, disk is rotating del theta amount. So initially vx was in this direction and finally vx is in this direction. Here we will consider in both the cases the magnitude of this vx is same, but there is a change of direction. This change of direction del vx is this. As this small angle, so definitely this del vx is perpendicular to vx or it is in the direction of j. Now this del vx also can be written as the arc of this radius. So arc length del vx equals to radius vx into del theta. This equation here. Now what is the acceleration? There is a change of velocity del vx, for the time being del t. So divide del t by del vx, divide del vx by del t, substitute the value of del vx from here. So it is vx into del theta by del t, omega vx. Again, as I have told you, this is perpendicular to y, so direction is j. So there is, we are getting another component of this Coriolis acceleration due to the change of direction. I repeat, first we have considered there is a change of magnitude of this velocity, and now we are considering change of direction, not magnitude, and hence we are getting two different component. So the total Coriolis component of acceleration is summation of these two component. This is due to the magnitude and this is due to the direction. So total it is 2 omega vxj. And as I have told you, the cockroach not necessarily moving in x direction. It also can move in y direction. If it is moving on y direction only, then our this equation 14 will be replaced by this 2 omega vy I, where vy is the velocity of the cockroach with respect to this moving reference system at a velocity vy in the direction of y, and then this j will be changed as I. When so you notice, when the cockroach was moving in x direction, then this acceleration direction is j, whereas the cockroach is moving in y direction, the acceleration direction is I. Now if the cockroach is neither moving in x or y direction, but any direction between x and y, then this component, Coriolis component of acceleration has both this component, this and this. So finally, we have proved that the Coriolis component of acceleration is minus 2 omega Vy I plus 2 omega Vxj. That was derived in 5 time acceleration equation. Now this can be expressed as the cross product of the vector omega and v. So how? So let's consider v equals to, we know v equals to vx I plus vyj plus 0k. Here we have considered the rigid body or the slab is rotating on xy plane only. So the v has no k component, so it is 0k. Again, omega, as it is rotating in xy plane, so omega vector is in the direction of k, perpendicular to xy, means in the direction of z, where the unit vector is k. So omega equals to 0i plus 0j plus k. So AC omega cross v. So this is equals to this equation. So it indicates that from this cross product we know that it can be expressed as the cross product of omega and v. So in our conclusion, that Coriolis component of acceleration present if a rigid body is rotating with respect to a fixed reference system and there is a moving reference system also present, then any point on the rigid body subjected to this Coriolis component of acceleration, which is the combination of effect of both the velocity, angular velocity as well as linear velocity. This phenomenon once again can be explained with like this. Let's consider this is a rigid body system. The disk is rotating with respect to the about the z axis, and this z axis itself is rotating with a angular velocity of omega. Let's consider it is the x axis, this is the z axis, and this is the y axis. In that case, the velocity v equals to omega cross r. This is the omega and this is the radius. For p is the any point on this disk, then this p point, any point on the disk, it will be subjected to an acceleration. That here this p point is equivalent to the cockroach or the collar, which is moving at the same time the entire system is rotating with other reference, with other axis. So v equals to omega r. Here AC is equals to omega cross r. We know v equals to omega cross r. Again AC is omega cross v. So substitute this v here. So AC is the omega cross r. Now this Coriolis component of acceleration sometimes also is written as omega dot into omega dot cross r. Where this omega dot is the omega into omega. This is the omega for this type of system. This is the omega. and another omega is this, because here two different angular motion is present. One is this rotation omega, another is this rotation omega. If it is so, then omega dot equals to omega cross omega. In to solve different types of angular motion, we need to take the help of this type of things, this type of equation. To prepare the video lecture, I have used the following references.
So this is all about the kinematics of rigid body. In the next lecture, I am going to discuss general plane motion. Thank you for your patience and listening the lectures, and I'll expect in future, in subsequent lectures also, you will respond similarly. Thank you.